Hey, it's your boy. I wanted to talk a little bit about gardening because gardening is a pretty important aspect of the game. You can see, so I have 176 wellness, which is pretty good. Uh, and I have that because I've been eating stuff that increases your wellness a lot, like meat stew. Meat stew, I think, is the best source of wellness. So, for instance, I'm currently at 92% food. And what that means is I can eat. Now, in early game, you're going to be struggling just to keep your food, to not to starve. But as you get a base, as you get all of these things going, you're going to have a lot more room for error. I'm to the point now, you see I have 7 meat stews. That's a plus 6 wellness, plus 60 fullness, but I can eat it as soon as I'm at 99%. So I eat it now, and you see I have. Now, I'm also going to do this. I'm going to grab this blood draw kit right now, and I'm going to use it. And that will bust my health down, but it'll give me a blood back. And that's okay, because the food right now is healing me, and meat stew is very good at healing you. So, and it also, as you can see, increased my wellness by 2, so I'm now up to 178. In fact, I'm soon going to have a start getting some abilities to increase my maximum wellness. This is kind of a disadvantage unless you're in cold areas. Generally, you have to worry more about overheating in this game than freezing. Okay, so meat stew requires the following. It requires meat, which is generally the wild card. Animals don't drop nearly as much meat as they used to, and meat stew used to cost 1 meat. Now it costs 5. Potatoes, ears of corn, and bottled water. Bottled water is easy. You can make water. You can make a glass jar with any forge. Uh, Fill it up with. I like to keep snowballs in my base because that means I don't have to go out and look for water. So you combine snowball and glass jar with a simple fire pit with a cooking pot, and voila, boiled water. That also obviously gives you water to drink. In that point, water stops becoming really a problem. You can see I'm 56 now. Well, probably need to drink something. You also get thirsty if you use painkillers, which I use a lot of because they're great. They keep you from getting stunned. Pro tip there. If you're fighting a horde hand to hand, take painkillers beforehand. You won't get stunned and you won't get eaten while you're stunned. So, back to meat stew. Fertilizer. Fertilizer is great. You can plant gardens as long as you have a hoe. I have this tiny garden plot out in front of my base. I could have a bigger garden plot. It's really just me. I don't need it. I've had those meat stews forever. I could probably go another 4 or 5 days without planting anything, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to plant stuff. Uh, Now, the problem is, of course, fertilizers also, you can make it in a lab too, but, excuse me, chemistry station as well, but it's a lot easier to find this rotting flesh than it is to find human turds, which is what you need for fertilizer. And the chemistry said human turds, which is kind of weird because actually you wouldn't want to use human turds for fertilizer because you would catch diseases. But little note there, fun pips, you're doing it wrong. But that's okay. We'll give them a break on that one. You would actually want to use animal fertilizer and certain kinds of animal fertilizer, so you really need a biologist for that. Anyway, point being, you make fertilizer, so you really kind of want to have 2 concrete mixers. If you cement mixers as soon as you can. I don't have 2 yet because I don't really need fertilizer that badly, and I don't really need, like, most of my stuff is already concreted. I've got concrete everywhere. So, fertilizer, what does it do? Well, when you want to plant crops, what you do is you... Oh, hello. We've got a visitor. What you do is you take your hoe and you go to some... You want to have some dirt with you too, because you know, it's sort of like structural damage to the dirt is the best way to explain it. Sometimes you have to add some dirt with the hoe. Oh man, I've got a lot of fertilizer. Anyway, potatoes and corn, remember? So I have 22 fertilizers, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 11 potatoes and 11 corn down with the fertilizer. So here's what we do. Take your hoe. I've already got all this dirt set up. Some of this is sod, by the way. FYI, if you need dirt somewhere you don't have it, you can make sod. And sod is plant fibers and dirt. So let me go ahead and make some sod here, because actually I have some spots that I was using that I dug out to make the wall. And obviously sod is, you know, there's nothing in sod that is not easily replaceable. Dirt and plants are both easy to get. So now you want to let it dry. You can pick it up until it dries. But I think you can plant things in it even if it's not dry. I'm not 100% sure about that. There is one way to find out, and that's... Yes, you can. So to plant something, all you do is you put it in your taskbar and click. There you go. Planting is still a little buggy. It was really, really buggy in the earlier stages. Actually, initially, if you or a zombie walked through your garden, it would destroy your plants. That's how it was, and that just was really sucky, because you know, you had to wall off your garden, or you had to put it... Now it's not like that anymore. It's much more user friendly. The only problem is the point and clicks, the point and plant's still a little screwy. Like, it'll put the plants up sometimes. Regardless, all right. So also, fertilizers always has been and remains... It's a little hard to see where it is. You see, it's not exactly... It's just hard. I don't know how else to put it, you know? It's just like... It's really hard to see where the fertilizer goes and where it is. Of course, it won't let you, you know, put it where it's already gone, so there's that. But if you lose track of where you put it... You know, you might end up planting in the wrong place. So, it's a good idea to be careful. Always a good idea to be careful. And have a little area designated for where you plant. Because once you put fertilizer down, it's there. It doesn't go away. So, you don't have to refertilize every time, which is good considering how rare fertilizer is. Or how hard it is to get. If you find fertilizer, always keep it. Because it will increase... You can grow plants without fertilizer. That's what I've been doing. But it will really increase your output. So, I think that's close to 11. I lost count. Anyway, I'm going to plant my corn here. And... I've just been waiting on the fertilizer to plant because I have a limited space. I haven't really bothered to expand my garden because I don't really need to. You know, I've had other things to do other than plant a garden because, like I said, I don't really need it. Potatoes are generally harder to find than corn. Corn grows out in the wild, and you can also get the seeds from dead corn. Potatoes, a little more rare, although I've noticed they've now included potato gardens in the actual cities sometimes. There will be a little plot of potatoes there, which is really nice. So I've got some more, I've got some seeds left. That's going to be pretty good growth. I think it's 5 corn and 3 potatoes or something per plant, as opposed to 3 and 2, something like that. So let me just shut these guys up out here. I don't. Oh, it's a horde. Look at that. So they're not going to see me. I don't feel like fighting a horde right now. They're going to walk past. Some of them are going to die on the spike. Some of them are going to just keep moving. That's fine. Whatever. I'm not going outside. Here's a glimpse of the garden from above. You see they're going past the... here's your chance to see something interesting. You'll hear noise here. Maybe, maybe not. They're not trying to get into the merging. But if they were, you would hear them. Because there's a ringing noise. And that's the sound of invincible blocks getting killed. You see some of them have noticed me. Most of them kept going. Yeah, it's probably the tail end. There may be some crawlers back here. Yeah, that guy's staying here for whatever reason. That was the sound of hitting an invincible block. The blocks around Trader Joe's are invincible. A lot of the trees around Trader Joe's are invincible. The ground around Trader Joe's is invincible. The ground at the bottom of the world is invincible. So whenever I shoot and it misses and hits the side of the Trader Joe's, you'll hear that sound. Whenever the zombies are beating on the Trader Joe's, you'll hear that sound. When you're mining and you come to the bottom of the earth, you'll hear that sound. I think I'm going to take fall damage now. Okay. I would be a bad survivor if I did not loot these guys. Not only does looting give you stuff, it also increases your scavenging skill, which allows you to loot better things. So always loot nests, always loot bodies. I take everything, but I take everything in every game. Like, I'm the guy in Skyrim who goes back into the dungeon 5 times to get all the brooms. I have chests everywhere. Sometimes I don't even bother to go back and get them, but...
Just to let you folks know, the Trader Joe's will be closing soon.
That's great. Thank you so much for that. I dropped that guy. Here it is. Okay. You never know what a guy's going to have. Right now I'm still looking for those battery bank plans. I still don't have those. So that's that. My cat is not really letting me play here. So, alright, so what I'm going to do now, because it's like not a problem for me to be in this little part of the fortress at night. I mean, nothing normal is gonna get through here.
Trader Joe's is now closed.
And I can always retreat into the underground pretty quick. So I'm going to spend the night repairing the interior walls. For that, I'll need steel and concrete. As you can see, I have plenty of concrete. Just gonna take some of this stuff downstairs. And I have plenty of steel in the forge, so that's gonna kind of be what I'm gonna do tonight. Just taking some of this stuff down. But anyway, I think that's about everything interesting I'm going to do today. I'm just gonna fix my fortress, and that'll be it. All right, thanks for watching.